Hey, what's up you guys, After Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more of the Winchesters. This is season 1, episode, I think it's 6? 5, it's 5. Right, I'm not gonna lie, the episode's still kind of downloading. So, let's just go over the comments. I have a theory that this might not be a prequel. It's being promoted as a prequel, but I have a feeling it's something else, and something else will explain some of the changes in canon. I just have a feeling like there's something bigger involved. Perhaps? You might be onto something. They do the letterboxing because it's supposed to feel more cinematic. The aspect ratio is changing again like it did when stuff went from 4:3 to 16:9. But the thing is, 16:9 just looks better. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if the other one looks more cinematic. I don't really care. I think it looks stupid. We don't need letterboxing. How about movies just change to 6:9 instead? 16:9. Whatever. Anyways, I really like Millie. They wanted to have Millie appear in Supernatural, but couldn't find a way to do it and just didn't get around to it. But now they have the chance to develop this character from scratch, since we know absolutely nothing about her from Supernatural. Okay. Yeah, I like Carlos. He's a bit too much at times, but he has a good heart and is being developed well. I wonder if he will be discriminated for being non-binary and bisexual. I know it wouldn't. I know it would be more realistic if they did, but I kind of hope that they don't do that and just have him existing. What do you think of Carlos right now? Is he still too much? I think he's okay, actually. Like, I think last episode definitely made him a lot more likable, I think. I like it when he's a little bit more down to earth, I think. Not just, I'm the quippy bisexual best friend or whatever. Anyways. What do you think of Lata right now? Is it still too soon to form an opinion on these new characters? I'm very interested in what you think of the show and the characters. I think she's okay. I don't know. I don't really have that much of an opinion yet, I guess. It's hard, because sometimes you don't realize that you have such an opinion about a character until they're, like, in, like, a fatal situation. For example, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, 6 episodes into the show, like, one of the characters is, like, just about to fucking die, and you don't realize that you care that much about them, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess this happened. I haven't had a moment like that yet, so I don't know, we'll see. I hope the Winchesters is one of the shows they decide to keep, and if the CW really wants to cancel it, I hope they at least shop it around another network or streaming service so they continue. I feel like this day and age, we can't really save shows like that anymore, unfortunately. It has a Supernatural name attached to it. I just can't see them ending it unresolved like that. I mean, I couldn't see any of the Arrowverse shows just being cancelled unceremoniously, but then that happened. I'm hoping the season finale also works as a satisfying series finale, but can continue way beyond that. It's the second highest rated show on the CW that's on air right now, and it's only behind Walker. Both of those feature our Supernatural boys. Hoping that it also persuades them to keep this show. The showrunner said that he would love to do a musical episode one day because all of the actors are very talented. I know Meg can sing since she was in Zombies, which was a musical Disney. Is that where I've seen her from? I haven't seen the film, right? I just, obviously, because it has zombies in it, but I've seen, like, promotional oh my god, that is her, isn't it? They just had her wearing such, like, really long eyelashes. Anyways, whatever. I would love to see it, but hopefully the CW gives us a chance for season 2. He also said he wants to set up the world first before starting to get into really wacky or meta episodes that Supernatural did. They need to find their own groove first, which I appreciate and understand. Jensen has been live tweeting about this show recently, and he's never on Twitter, so I think he's also worried about the fate of the show and is trying to build more hype. Yes, so about this, I actually came across a Jensen tweet today about this episode. Apparently there's some big twist in this episode. Don't know what it is, because luckily he didn't say anything about it, so I could have been spoiled, but I'm expecting some kind of big twist, I guess. Apparently he tweeted the wrong tag, which I find kind of funny. Anyways, moving on. Glad you enjoyed it, and yes, I agree, the ending was so sweet and sad. I can't wait to see more of the relationship as mother and son. I hope Millie continues to help on hunts, but hopefully she doesn't die. I don't believe they ever said what happened to her in Supernatural, so like I said before, they can just basically do anything with her that they want for the character. I imagine that she's dead, because we don't see her ever, so I don't know. I imagine she died at some point, whether it's from old age or whatever, I don't know. I'm still liking the show. I think Carlos is fast becoming the favorite. It's kind of weird, because I think maybe I'm getting confused, but I think you didn't like him first episode or something. One thing I will say, every time I see one of those scenes where they hug or talk about feelings or emotions running high, all I can hear in my head is Dean saying, "No chick flick moments." Maybe the show should take a cue from Dean. I don't know, man. I thought it was very sweet. You were so right. I'm glad that you pointed that out. I'm not the only one thinking it. I'm still enjoying the show. Just tweak a few things here or there. I think you're allowed to have moments like that. Well, to be fair, this is a different show and it's not Sam and Dean. This show is promoted as a supernatural love story between John and Mary. You know what's funny? I wondered why there was only one ep this week on the schedule. Then when I went to search for episode 5 while watching this reaction, I found out they were on a break this week. Of course, this is the CW. Yeah, CW just loves random breaks in between episodes. I don't understand it. Yes, I hate the inconsistent schedule that the CW likes to do. If you want the ratings to do well and have a bigger chance of getting renewed, you need to stay as consistent as possible. I know, I agree. Just do the whole season and then start airing it. I mean, I guess that doesn't allow for, audience feedback and changes to the script. So, I don't know. Now, Fritz, the little girl from the previous episode, even Liam Neeson wouldn't try to find her. And his daughter got taken a bunch of times, which, I mean, should probably indicate that we really shouldn't count on Liam Neeson to do anything. Yes, he's good at getting his own daughter back, but man, invest in some better security or something. Okay, once, okay, twice. I'm having my doubts, but 3 times? Maybe Liam is the problem. Cough, I'm getting off track here. Yeah, you are. It's all about the movie Taken, which I've never actually seen. Yeah, unless this is an alternate Earth where John and Mary don't end up together, then whoever the writers decide to try to put together first, whether it be John and Lata or Mary and Movie Dude, they won't last, and the fans can try to ship them as much as they want. We know for a fact that John and Mary end up together, so again, unless this is an alternate Earth, whoever ships John with anyone other than Mary, and vice versa, they'd just be delusionally thinking their ship had any real future. Yeah. It's a tough one. Man, it must suck to have a small screen like yours. Those black bars above and below are annoying you. Non-existent on my end. Yeah, that's right. Get wrecked. Well, if I was watching it on my middle screen, maybe it wouldn't be that annoying. I don't know. No, I don't think the big bad lady is Maggie. We've seen the big bad lady. Her name was mentioned. Like I said, the creator is moonlighting as a radio DJ called Rockin' Roxy. You might notice a lack of notes about the actual episode. Maybe it's just that I'm a bit tired, but the episode was really meh. Maybe it'll be better when I edit it later, but I found myself quite bored watching this one. Added later. Okay, I had a little fun with the edit. Can you spot what I did when Carlos showed up in his sailor outfit to pick up John at his mum's garage at 34:25 of the edit? No, I can't. I'll have to check that out in a moment. Later. Added after. Okay, so hear me out. I get that John would go undercover at this vet psych clinic or whatever it was. But I feel like the writers needed John to have someone go with him, so they figured, you know what, let's say Carlos is in the Navy. Okay, sailor, could you write anything more cliche? I feel even though the ending with John and the mum was perhaps a pretty powerful moment, the ending with Carlos going to therapy could have worked just as well if it were John. Why not both? I don't know, something about this episode didn't work for me. Maybe the added fact that I don't give a shit about American history and wars and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure the next episode will be better though. Well, here's hoping. Let's get into it.
Oh, good, you're here. You've got 5 minutes before your press conference, and the reporter's already set up. If you need a little... Is everything all right?
Why does this set feel like it's the same as the last episode? I don't know.
All right, Gordon, come on.
Another nightmare?
It's on my schedule for today.
There's the meeting to go over the recent vote, then a photo op with the radio. Councilman?
Spending a lifetime of hunting monsters takes its toll. There comes a time when you gotta let out that pain inside you. If you don't, it'll eat you alive.
So when's the last time you actually rode this thing?
That will be never. My mom bought it for my dad for his birthday. He showed his appreciation by leaving 2 weeks later. It's been collecting dust ever since.
Ouch.
The gaskets, the intake manifold shot. Hand me that 9/16.
You really know your stuff.
My mom taught me my way around an engine. I know it's intimidating, but I don't know, I could teach you too.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
Don't sell yourself short. All right, let's start here. Look, so this is the manifold, right? It makes sure that the air coming into the engine gets distributed equally to all the cylinders.
And what about this?
That's the carburetor. It makes sure the air and the gas is equally mixed.
Okay, Mr. Professor. What's this?
The front wheel? Which you know already, because...
My parents taught me. Yeah. The last thing you want escaping a pack of werewolves is a starter that won't catch. Your spark plugs were loose.
I see that. Well, look, when you finish hunting, you should get a job here.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not really sure.
No, yeah, I didn't mean forever, I just...
No, I know. It's not that. It's, when I leave hunting, I may have to leave Lawrence too. I've just been thinking, and there's just a lot of old memories.
Well, let me
here,
tell you,
know?
you don't.
Yeah.
And
No, I know, you don't have to, I get it.
Councilman dead from unknown causes. Interesting.
According to the article, he died of a massive brain trauma. It's as if his brain had been beaten to mush.
Okay, a fancy councilman with a mushy brain is tempting, but the demon Ada and I, trapped in a bonsai tree, said the Akrita have a leader running around in a human body. Seems like we should maybe find that person before they, you know. destroy the world.
I agree
Maybe
with
this
Carlos.
will lead to it,
No,
though.
going after this case could be our way of finding the Akrita. Ever since they arrived, monsters from far and wide have been showing up around Lawrence, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
Last Samuel was also hunting you.
So focusing on them is a direct line to finding my dad.
Well, we are tied 2-2, so what do you say, Ada? Are you ready to cast the deciding vote?
Yes. Yes. No, I agree with Mary and John. Investigating this case is the best lead we've got.
Traitor.
You know
Thank
something?
you again for seeing us.
You mentioned he'd been suffering from nightmares.
For the last week, he'd wake up screaming, but every time I asked
Are
him about
you
it, he'd
also
brush me
suffering
off.
from nightmares?
When did that last happen?
Right before he died.
Nightmares, changes in behavior.
Sounds a lot like a djinn to me.
Yeah, what's a gin?
They attack a person in their subconscious and feed off their mental energy, usually till the person slips into a coma and dies. Sort of like a brain vampire.
Okay, so how do we track it?
They tend to be solitary, like to hole up in abandoned buildings, but in order to feed,
Doesn't
they have
sound
to be
right.
close proximity.
Usually they have them on like support. Like,
If they're hiding in a warehouse, we can track them down easy. I feel like every warehouse we enter just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I know.
Come on.
Ada, watch out!
Ada, did you know him? Ada, who is he?
It's my son.
oh,
I'm sorry. Maybe it's just the DMT talking from this past weekend, but did I just hear you say that A, you're a mom, and B, the monster we're hunting is your son?
Ada, does that mean you're a djinn too?
I am human. Tony is half Jinn.
Why didn't you tell us any of this?
Yeah, of course. Tell a group of hunters my son is half monster.
You told us that Tony was half Jinn. You want to tell us about his dad?
Ali knew we were from totally different worlds, but I was young, about your age, and I thought I knew everything. So I fell in love anyway. I thought he could use his powers for good. Thought by being in people's subconscious, he could help them. Eventually,
have we ever had
Hunger
hybrid
to feed took
monsters
over.
in the universe? I
tried
don't
to
remember.
get the Ali I fell in love with back, but he caused so much destruction. The hunters, they found him, and Ada, I'm so sorry. I thought our story was over. I went home, devastated, sick from grief, or at least I thought that's what was making me sick.
You were pregnant with Tony.
I was determined to save my baby. I didn't want him to get that hunger that possessed Ali. I made decisions. There was a chance he wouldn't inherit his father's powers or urges, so yes, I hid the truth. He turned 17. The gin marks started to show, and I couldn't explain those away. Then one night, he walked right into my dream, and he saw everything, including the fact that he terrified me. He ran before I got a chance to explain to him the danger he posed to everyone else, and now here he is, and I have no idea what to do.
Well, I'm guessing whatever the Akrita is doing to lure monsters to Lawrence is bringing him here.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how the monsters get to us or who they are, okay? It's our job to hunt them. We have to find Tony before he kills anyone else.
Yikes.
Let's search his stuff.
It's harsh. It's your
Maybe he
son.
left something we can use to track him. You're pretty quiet.
Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about what Ada said. How she was our age when her and Ollie fell in love.
And?
I don't know. It must have been confusing for her as well. Anyways, we need to get intel from the cops. Any ideas?
I think I have a way that won't involve us getting arrested. But I'm gonna need lunch first.
Tony, I just came to talk.
So you could distract me. So your hunter friends can move in and take me out just like Dad?
I had nothing to do with what happened to your father. I just want to help.
I don't want your help. I haven't hurt anyone. You don't believe me. You're scared of your own son?
I'm not scared of you. You are my son, and I love you.
If you loved me, you would have told me the truth. I had to figure out what I was all by myself. I couldn't control my abilities. I just leapt from dream to dream. All I saw in those dreams was suffering, loneliness. And even though I was in pain, I refused to feed because I'm not a killer, Ada. I'm not. So I started small. I stayed in a dream. I helped someone face their fears, and then I helped another. Yeah, I fed in the process, but only enough to get by. The worst I did was give a guy a headache. Everything was fine until I started hearing this sound. So I followed it here to Lawrence, tried to do my thing here to help. But the dream I went into, there was already something else inside his mind.
What was it?
Another monster. There were some strange green lights. Somehow, it was controlling him. I got a glimpse. It was like a giant bug.
Are you sure?
I knew you wouldn't believe me. And I really don't care. This will be the last time that you hear from me. If you and your hunter buddies want to actually do some good, go find Derek Fisher. Because the monster in control said he's their next victim.
Just wait.
Don't. You really thought I'd visit you in the real world?
Please just wait. Please. Tony.
Ada,
I'm sorry.
Ada.
I feel like Jin don't. This is really weird. This is not what Jin
So who's
are like.
dropping bodies all
What?
over
I'm so
town?
confused.
Krita.
Hey, this is private property. What are you doing down here?
We are building inspectors. College building inspectors. This is our first building. But unfortunately, it is not up to code, so we're gonna have to escort you out of here.
I know it's not up to code. I was hired to fix that. What the hell is going on here?
Listen, I really think it's best if you come.
Oh Jesus! No, thank you. Hard pass.
Hey, what are you doing? What the hell was that thing?
Roach. Let's get you out of here.
Check on Mary.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey. Rose, help! She's fading.
You guys have to tie me up. I don't want to hurt you.
Hey, you got a safe word?
Shut up, Lucy.
There's got to be a way to get the Accretus stingers out, right? Some way to cut off the supply of toxin.
There's a supernatural element involved. We'd need a supernatural brain surgeon.
You mean we need Tony?
If he can dreamwalk into Gary's mind, maybe. But we'd have to find him first and convince him to help us.
He had bus tickets in his bag.
You have to talk to him, querida.
I know. If you want him to say yes, the further away I am, the better.
He's definitely not going to listen to us. When you find him, give him this. It'll hide his Jinn nature and allow him past the warding.
Just tell him the truth.
Please, just hear me out.
I take your monster hunter friends are nearby.
They know you didn't do anything, and so do I.
Then why are you here?
I came to ask for your help. I was wrong to lie to you about who you are, and I was even more wrong for not believing in you. I know you're not your father, and you're not the worst parts of him. You're not the worst parts of me. You're my. You're Tony, and you're exactly what you've always been from the moment you were born. You're perfect.
You can't just apologize and
Why
make
not?
all of this just go away.
Apology is the
Told
first
me.
step.
That you use your powers for good, right? Let me see that before I never see you again.
So what do you think? We get the stingers out and your friends home free?
Yes, though I don't believe they can be removed conventionally.
Because they're not just embedded in the brain. They're also embedded in her mind. Okay, I'm gonna need 2 chairs and a volunteer.
What are you, a magician?
Let's hope so. Our nightmares are rooted in trauma. They take shape in our darkest memories. Mine are about turning into my dad. The councilman, his are tied into the boiler room of his apartment as a kid. I'd follow him trying to help, and every night one of those Akrita was down there with him.
You think that's where the Akrita hid the stingers?
Where better to hide them than a place where you don't want to face? A place where your deepest, darkest fears exist.
So you're saying that Mary is gonna be hidden in the same kind of place, and you're gonna help her find them?
Yo, no. She'd run from me just like the councilman did.
That's why you need a volunteer.
Someone that she recognizes. Ideally, someone she feels connected to.
John,
What do I need to do?
I have no idea.
Neurotoxins are working.
Alright, then we don't have much time. Sit. As soon as I close my eyes, I'm gonna be in the dream world. Someone's gonna need help, John.
On it. Help me with what?
What are you doing here?
It's okay. Look, I'm here to help, but we don't have much time. Tony said the Akrita stingers will be hidden in a traumatic memory buried in the deepest part of your subconscious.
Which apparently looks exactly like my house.
The idea is where to start.
That's a lot of fun.
Is this someone you lost?
Someone I killed. Jacob was just a kid. He was part of a werewolf pack my family hunted. It's okay.
He changed back into human form. He begged me not to do it.
I know. And I'm sorry.
It's not in here.
Yeah, what's wrong?
I can't face it.
What do you mean you can't face it?
I can't do this.
What do you mean you can't face it? Mary, we don't have time for this. All right, the Akrita are closing in.
Maybe there's another way.
There's not another way, okay? Look, nobody would rather punch their way through these things than me, okay? But that's not an option here. Listen to me, Mary. Hey, look, whatever's on the other side of that door, you can face it.
I can't.
If you do not go through that door right now, you will die. Whatever's on the other side of that door. I'm right here. You can do this. Okay? Trust me.
You said that you were afraid of the monster under your bed and your parents told you not to worry.
Yeah, why?
Well, my parents told me that the monsters I was afraid of were real. And that one day it would be my job to hunt them down and kill them. And this was the night they told me that. I was 5, John. 5. Every door to every future I could possibly had closed that night forever.
I'm sorry, Mary. Okay, no kid should ever have to go through that.
And yet, you put your kid through that.
Closed forever.
Kids.
Just be here. Okay, in this moment. When you were 5. What'd you wanted to hear?
Mom and Dad told me not to be scared, but I am scared.
It's okay to be scared. In fact, it's good to be scared. You can't be brave if you're never scared. It's gonna be okay. Not in this moment. Not today. But someday. I'm gonna find a way to open all the doors that were closed for you. I promise.
Like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, like a snowball in a mountain or a carnival scene, like a carousel turning, running rings around the moon.
You okay, baby?
Whirling
I'm good. I'm okay, Mom.
like the circle.
Just go to Mama.
How you doing?
I'm still processing it all, to be honest. Seeing all those versions of myself was a lot. But
You only saw 2, but
thanks
sure.
for being there with me, John.
All those.
Anytime. I'm glad that you stopped by. Something I wanted to talk to you about. I think that you're right. You know, when you finally do leave hunting, I think you should leave Hans too. Deserve that fresh start we talked about. So, once we fix her up, she's all yours. Take her wherever you want. Just like you always dreamed of.
Thanks. I will.
I don't know if this helps, but the Akrita I heard in the councilman's mind and the others, there was talk about collecting essence from the remains of rare monsters.
So you're telling me by killing these monster unicorns, we've also been doing the Krita's dirty work?
Basically.
Great.
Okay, so what are they planning on doing with the essence?
That I couldn't tell you, but I'm guessing whatever it is, it's probably bad news.
So where are you headed next?
Somewhere where the Akrita can't get into my head, scramble things up. Somewhere quiet.
Any chance that you could use a ride?
Only if you'll let me drive.
I'll regret it.
No, you won't.
I will.
You will not.
I always used to. Ask Losi to water my plants while I'm gone.
Absolutely.
Can I write to you?
Yeah.
Right, I'll see you.
So, the monster signal is most likely coming from a radio tower.
Pretty sure. This is everything I can get my beautiful little hands on. Employee records, blueprints, land deals, you name it.
Wait, Roxanne.
Well, you for
You know what
name.
I'm thinking?
Unfortunately, Mary Campbell didn't succumb to our control. These young hunters are going to be a problem.
You don't need to worry. We'll get them the way we want eventually. We just have to make sure the hits keep on coming.
I'm confused. Hang on. I don't understand. He literally tweeted, "Holy reveal." I don't know what was like hugely revealed. I don't know. I got my expectations up. I don't know. Decent episode, don't get me wrong. I don't know. Just a little disappointed, I guess. I don't know. This is why expectations are bad. Yeah, what did you guys think? Let me know. It was nice to have a little bit more of like, I don't know, the development of Ada, which was nice. She has a son that's part Jinn. Don't know if we had hybrids before. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.